نادي عليا مظهر العجائب.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على سيدنا مولانا حبيب الله العالمين أبو القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين ولعنة الله على القوم الظالمين من الآن إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah to all of the members of the Nahjal Balagha book club, the teenagers edition. This is the last session, guys. This is it. This is the final session of 10 weeks of Nahjal Balagha, exploring and deep diving and learning so much. And it has been great. It has been great. It has been a pleasure. I feel like we've learned loads. Like when I was going through the notes, I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, look at all of the sayings we've done. Look at all of the like parts of the sermon we've looked at, look at all the ideas we've looked at, and I really hope you guys can internalize and learn and keep some of these things on board as we go forward. And if we do other book clubs or if there are other ways of learning Nahjal Balagha, great. I hope you guys read the sayings and think about them yourselves. But in general, however your journey goes, I'm glad that I got to share this space with you. So I want to say that first of all. Now then, today, first of all, I'm gonna check in with all of you and see how you guys are doing and what's been happening and what the latest is. And then it will be time to look at sermon 1. Now, I've been a little bit sneaky with you guys, which is the reason why I've been sneaky is what I've actually been doing is every time I give you like a challenge, right? You know, the missions I give you, they're all related to answers given by Imam Ali Islam in one sermon, sermon 1. And we finished them. So that means technically you have covered through those missions the most famous and lengthy of the sermon, one of the most lengthy sermons of Nahjal Balagha, sermon 1. It's very famous. Everyone talks about it. Not everyone even reads it, but you guys did. So I'm going to go through someone and you can say, oh yeah, we looked at that point. And you can remember how we looked at it in the missions. And then there's a Kahoots quiz of a bunch of questions comprised of like things we looked at in the book club and things that we learned during the journey and some sayings and some sermons and all sorts of things. And it's a nice way to end in the book club. I think that and that's it. That'll be it, inshallah. So that's the plan so far. Let me first see how everyone's doing, inshallah. So Fazil, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are
Fazil,
you?
what's the latest with you? How's the family? How's everything going?
Everything is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's that in the background? Is that your little brother?
Yes.
When is he joining the Nahjal Balagha book club? Come on.
Me. Can you repeat that?
When is he joining the book club?
I don't know. He's only 3 years old.
Okay, we can allow him when he's 4. That sounds okay. Inshallah. Well, that's great. And Fazil, for Muharram is coming up. What are you guys doing from Muharram? Are you going to be going to Majalis? Are you doing it from home? Have you thought about this? What's going to happen?
No, I've not thought about anything yet.
Okay, well, it is next week. So inshallah, it's coming up close. So think about that and make sure you make the most of the month of Muharram, inshallah, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Who's next here? Khadija, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well, thank you. How's it going with you?
Oh, it's good, thank you.
Good, good, good. How is the home?
Doing really good. Everyone's doing really good.
Everyone is what?
Everyone's doing really good as well.
That's
My
good.
sisters went out today.
Gone out today?
Or they're back with here, but they went out.
That's nice. But you didn't go with them?
I was too tired. I woke up too late.
You slept in. Khadija. Okay, that's fine. Well, it's good to have you here as always. Of course it is. Next we have Asad. Asad, salamun alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Asad, what is the latest? What's happening with you?
Not much. I've been doing a little bit of Photoshop lately, actually.
Nice. Just for yourself, for fun, or?
Yeah, for myself and for fun, actually. I recently made a new logo.
You made a new logo.
Yeah, for my channel. I've got a YouTube channel.
You have a
That's
YouTube channel?
and extremely inactive.
Okay. Well, if you want me to subscribe, send the link to me and I'll subscribe.
Oh yeah, sure.
We all will, if you like. If you put it on the chat here, we'll all subscribe. Isn't that right, team? Right, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, very good. Put the Photoshop. That's great doing Photoshop. Inshallah, I look forward to using your services at some point. Inshallah, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How you doing, bro? You well?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, good. By the way, we're doing a Kahoots quiz today. So have you got the Kahoots app?
Yeah.
Nice one. You sometimes come like a little bit later in the sessions, you know, like when you come. But are you feeling okay about doing the quiz? Inshallah, try your best, okay?
Yeah.
Nice one, bro. And it's good to have you here. Everything's okay with you?
Yeah. Thank you.
Very good, very good. Masuma, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
What's happening with you?
Well, me and Asad have been having Photoshop battles, like Adobe Photoshop versus IBIS Paint.
Yeah, she's got a free application and it's almost as good as Adobe Photoshop.
It is better.
Hang on. Which one is better?
Adobe
IBIS
Photoshop.
Paint.
Yeah, Adobe Photoshop is more professional.
But
More complicated.
here's the thing. So I'll use Photoshop, I'll use Premiere Pro, but sometimes nothing better than using Paint.
Oh. Yeah, my dad made a nice advertisement with MS Paint. I made a worse one with Photoshop.
Sometimes good old Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or Paint does the job.
Uh.
I'm just saying. But of course, for these podcasts that I make, for example, I always use Premiere Pro because you need to have that kind of software to make it the way that you want or the way that I want, for example. So good luck in your battle, inshallah.
And
Go ahead.
I have recently found some drawings that I lost, and yep, just pretty much just playing around with IBIS Paint using different features and things.
Well, that's cool. That's cool.
I
Are you
reckon.
gonna make those drawings on the software?
Well, I don't exactly draw them. I just usually edit pictures.
Interesting. Well, keep editing. Keep it up, inshallah.
Yeah.
Nice one. And next we have Amina. Assalamu alaikum, Amina.
Walaikum assalam.
You've been out today.
Yeah, I was just out studying.
You're out studying?
Yeah, we just I went to a coffee shop with my sisters and I'm doing a computer science course right now, so I was just keeping up with that.
That's super cool. I have to go. I'm seeing someone at a coffee shop tomorrow, but then it's on Wednesday. But I also have a class to do. So I'm thinking, like, do I take my books with me? I don't know, like wear headphones in the shop while there are people. I don't know. I like to concentrate. Did you manage to get like the work done that you needed?
Yeah, I got a lot done. I think it's nice to go into different environments and work there. Change of scenery really helps.
Okay, I will take your recommendation on board. I promise, and I'll report back how I get on. But that's great. And everything else is okay with you, Yamina?
Yeah, everything's good. Shukr.
Alhamdulillah, that's great. Thank you so much. And Amna, Asad, Fazil, Inshallah, Khadija, Shazaib, Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Why is it going to the toilet?
Who's that with you? Who was that? Shazaib, was that you?
I think that's Fazil's younger brother.
All right. Sorry, Shazaib. Yeah, what's happening with you? What's the latest with you?
Not much.
Just chilling?
Yeah, just surviving.
Surviving. Okay. Well, thank you for surviving one more week. Thank you for lasting 1 week so that I can have you for the book club, inshallah. Muharram's coming up. Have you guys are you gonna go for majalis? Are you doing it from home? Do you know, are you going for ziyarah? What's happening at your end?
Not sure if they allow children like under 18 to go to the mosque, then I guess want to go.
If you go, what center would it be? Where would you guys go?
Place called Al Qaim, Slough.
Al Qaim in Slough. Yeah. I know that center. Didn't Imran Qasim read there last year? I think.
Yeah. I'm in a just today actually. I was in a Zoom call with him. He does like these philosophy type classes.
Oh, mashallah, good. And the girls, what is going well?
Yeah, yeah, it's been good.
Who's reading the Shia and Salah? Who is it? I don't actually see any information just yet.
Not sure.
Huh. Well, inshallah, I hope they're as useful to you as Said Imran is, inshallah. So that's good. And thanks for having him. You got Kut. Yeah, you already said you got it. Okay, so what I'll do now, guys, is I will briefly go through some sections of sermon 1, and you'll be like, oh, so we did that in that mission, and you'll understand why I'm so proud of you for the discussions we've been having in the missions, for those of you who have done them. Okay, so sermon 1 of Nahjal Balagha, the first speech is a very important and famous speech. Now in the first one, the Imam begins by going through a number of themes. He begins with the creation of the universe, and he discusses how the universe that Allah Azza wa Jalla created is so great that it cannot be counted by people who want to count how great it is. And he cannot be thanked for people who are trying to thank him. And people who are the smartest of the highest level cannot appreciate him and give a limit and description for what he has done. There's not enough time in this earth in order for us to understand and appreciate even our creation. And Allah created us and dispersed the winds and made firm the shaking rocks. And He allowed us to learn Him. And by learning Him, we realized who He is. Okay. The first mission we had was on Allah Azza wa Jal and how we cannot thank Him enough. So this links to this part of it. Okay. And He's a being who came into being, but it's not like he didn't just come into being when He wasn't existing. He's always existed. He didn't come from nothing and now there is something. He has always been there. And he's near and close to you and me. He hears us when we do dua, but he's not mixed with us either. So he is this great quality. Then Imam talks about how the universe was created. So he mentions that there was no experiment, or this world didn't come from any movement before. Allah said, be, and it was. He gave everything its correct proportion, its correct place. And then Allah created the atmosphere and then the wind, and then he flew water. And if you remember, we said how the water and the waves became stormy and they surged and started, they're very unstable. So Allah shed them back and shed rain onto the world. And the wind controlled the rain and gave it limits and until it settled. And when it settled, it became a certain shape. And it's from that shape that we see the oceans, we see the winds churning and fermenting those oceans and keep moving them and stirring them. Until we reach to a level where they have the shape of the earth. And then he created the stars with meteors and hung them in the shining sky, and the moon under them, each one rotating in its correct place. And then he created angels. If you remember, we looked at angels as well. And there are so many different classes of angels. Some are in a state of kneeling only. Some don't leave their position in their kneeling. Some are always standing and they don't get tired. They don't sleep. They don't forget anything because angels have created in a certain way. The Imam then continues and says that these angels, some of them have a certain role, like to give a mission to a prophet, or to protect or guard a certain door of paradise, for example. And some of them are so large and their wings are so wide, then it is like the wings are from this earth to the heavens. Now, when we looked at how angels don't look like we see in like churches and things, because the angels in the Islamic tradition have sometimes thousands of wings, right? And in this sermon, the Imam says that these angels, they don't think of Allah with an image or an idea. They don't confine him in their minds. They are so great that they understand Allah in a more honest way. And then Allah created Adam. The Imam Islam continues. He says he collected hard and soft and sweet and sour earth, dripped in water. He made it gluey and he carved an image from it. And the image had curves and joints and limbs and segments, and he made it solid for a long time. And when it was solid, he then blew in it from his spirit. And from that, the limbs started moving, the organs started changing. It had taste and mixture, all these different materials of soft and hard and dark and light and heat and cold, and grief and joy, all came together to become what is Insan and Adam. And he said to Adam, prostrate towards me. And Nabi Adam did, of course, except Iblis. And Iblis is the one who was proud and did not want to. And then Allah chose prophets. So he chose certain prophets as a certain role. Imam al-Islam says, to carry the message out of trust. And over time, many people had not followed the prophets. They had either perverted the message, or they had taken shaitan as their ally, or they had just forgotten the promise that humanity had made to Allah Azza wa Jal. but the prophets were there to remind them and to keep giving them reminder of this. Okay, and Allah never allowed there to be a time when there was no prophet or there was no book or there was no argument, because guidance is for all of them. And among all of these different prophets, as time went on and fathers passed on and sons came, and the same problem kept happening with the prophets came and they weren't being listened to, Allah then sent the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Imam Ali Islam continues and says that this prophet, the Holy Prophet himself, his character was so well known, his birth was honorable, all the people knew him, and although they were divided with different aims at the time, some of them believed Allah was like this or like that, the Prophet came to guide them away from wrong and take them towards light, towards truth, and that's why Allah chose him. And then the Imam speaks about the Quran and the Sunnah. You know how I said to you that we have the hadith of the two weighty things, where the Prophet says that I leave behind you the Quran and Ahl al-Bayt. Well, in this sermon, the Imam continues and says the Prophet left behind you some things because he did not leave you without a clear path. And he left for you what are your obligations, what are your injunctions, what must you do, what should you not do, what is compulsory, what is mustahab, what is for everyone, what is just for you. And he made clear all of these things. And the way that he made it clear was by the book that he brought, which was everything was made clear, and his sunnah. And his sunnah and his tradition and his family are the things which would explain how you practice Islam. So whereas the Quran might mention, Imam says, was obligatory for a given time, or that which all of us must do, the Ahl Bayt come to explain, or the Sunnah of the Holy Prophet expands on certain portions for you. And finally, in this area, the Imam talks about Hajj. Do you remember when we talk about Hajj? The Imam says that Allah made Hajj wajib on you. It is the place where it's like pigeons go towards spring water. When you do dua from there, Allah answers the dua. And it is the place where the prophets and those who resemble the angels all go and hasten towards Allah for worship. And he made it obligation upon you, and not mustahab, obligation upon you, because of this verse of Quran. Hajj is incumbent upon you, is a pilgrimage for you, for those who can afford. And whoever denies it, then Allah is self-sufficient. He doesn't need anyone. He's independent of all of the world. But it's obligatory upon you if you can do it, for the pure reason that it is what Allah wants you to do. He wants you to come to him. He wants you to flock to him in the way that birds flock to water, because you need it. Okay? If you're listening and thinking, hey, this stuff sounds pretty familiar, well, that's because we looked at it in our missions, and gradually you and I, we covered all of Sermon 1's different key points. So well done for that. I hope you guys can then one day look at Sermon 1 and think, you know what, we did study this and I understand it, and keep rereading it because there are so many gems in there. Are there any questions about Sermon 1, or any of the points we discussed where you're like, I wish we could go through more about this, or I really like this one point? Like, is anything about these topics which come up, which strike any of you? No? Okay. Assalamu alaikum to Taha and to Ashal was here. Is he still here, Ashal? I don't know, but Taha, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Taha, do you have Kahoots?
Yeah.
Good. We're about to do a Kahoots quiz to make sure you have it. What did Ashal came a message and he left? What happened? 2 Ashals came? I just want 1. Now I have 0.
Yes. Basically, just two of them came because I have it in gallery view, so I can see everybody who joins. And so 2 of them came, and then they just like disappeared. I think there was some kind of internet connection problem.
Or maybe he left Zoom and tried to come back again, but then he joined as a different usher.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Ashal was always like an AI, like websites. No, Ashal's real. Ashal's real. But I want to wait for him. I want him to start the Kahoots quiz. If any of you see Ashal joining again, just tell me or buzz me if he doesn't, okay?
Okay, we'll tell.
Okay. Now, have your Kahoots fingers ready. Have the app ready. What we're going to do now is we're going to dive into a quiz of, I think, 20 different questions. That's right. I went in. And it has in it some sections you have covered, some which you may have remembered, some which you may have forgotten. And it's a good way for you to think, if you recall, about the sections we looked at. Okay, Fazil, is that your hand raised about something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I thought I thought they're going to be 50 questions. One question for each saying. I thought they're going to be 50 questions.
No, I just chose my favorite ones. So the ones that I wanted to go through.
Just here.
Ashal.
Ashel's joined.
Ashal. Ashal. Hang on a second. Arshal, are you there or are you not there? You have to use chat, but you are there. Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. Arshal, Assalamu alaikum. Make sure you have Kahoots, the quiz. Do you have it? Good. We're about to do a Kahoots quiz. So I'm going to share my screen and hang on.
What's the code?
It's gonna come up. It's gonna come up
Okay.
like literally in a few minutes. Yes, yes. Okay. And I want you to know this is not like a test. It's just for us to enjoy recapping everything we have done. And there's no prize. So can you see my screen?
It shows loading.
I can speak now.
Ah, welcome, bro. Here's the codes. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yeah.
So the pin is 2573377.
Why did it say team mode? Yes.
That's the right thing, right?
No, it's supposed to be one player has got one device.
But in team mode, you have time to think.
Oh.
Team mode, I want it where you all have your own device and you have 15 seconds to answer it.
It's asking us to write different nicknames for different teams. So I think it is.
Oh, okay. Stop. Let me change it. I think I saw the words team and I thought, I like the idea that we do it as a team. So let me change it. Play. I'm the host. You're saying it should be classic, right? Instead of team. Is that right?
Yes, it should be classic, I think.
Classic. Boom. Zoom. Share screen. Kahoots. Share. All right, there we go. Are we in? Can you see it? 7349143. Seven three four 9143. Okay, Intra's in. Amina's in. Asad is in. Okay, I'm getting excited, guys. Shazeb's in. Khatija's in. Taha is in. Nice.
Okay, wait a sec.
Okay, Asad, you're too busy doing Photoshop. Arshal's in.
Oh, wait.
What just happened? Who are we waiting for? Khadija.
That's okay.
Amina. Fazil, good. Asad. Masma's not in. Masma's in.
Just need a bit of help. So I
That's
called him
okay.
over, but then I just realized it was fine.
Inshalah's in. Ashla's in. Fazil's in. I
Yeah,
think that's everyone. Please.
Yeah, that's everyone. There are only 10 members.
Okay, guys, are you ready?
Yeah.
Keep your mic on because I won't be able to look at the chat.
All right.
Are you ready, Ashal?
Yeah.
All right, let's get going. Here we go. Here's our Kahoots quiz of Nahjal Balagha Book Club. I'm very excited to present it for you and I wish you all the best. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Question 1 of 20. Who compiled Nahjal Balagha? Who compiled it? Was it Imam Ali? Was it Allah? Was it a scholar called Sayyid Radhi? Or was it a companion of the Imam? Who compiled this book? 7 of you have answered already. 8 of you. Some of you are still thinking about it. Who put this book together? Who compiled? Was it Imam himself? The answer was Sayyid Radhi. It was not Imam Ali alayhi salam. Come on, guys. None of you got that. Imam Ali's sermons and letters and sayings are in it, but it's not his book. He didn't write it. He didn't compile it. A scholar called Sayyid Radhi came together and put them together. That's how high the stakes are. Okay. So unfortunately, none of you were here, but you all have plenty chances to get points now. Nahj Balagha means has speeches, letters, and sayings from only Imam Ali. True or false? So this book, is it just Imam Ali Islam sayings, letters, and sermons? Or is it somebody else as well? True or false? That it's just him. Think about it. Who else have we mentioned in quoting Nahj Balagha? Anyone? Has there been anyone else other than Imam Ali alayhi salam? The answer is true. It's just Imam Ali alayhi salam. Okay? His sermons, his letters, his sayings from the last part of his life when he was a Khalifa. Who was the quickest one there? I think it was Assad. Okay, Assad. Maybe that Photoshop skills and quickest finger in the game. Let's see. Question 3. Imam Ali says something is what bonds friends together. Is it A, or red, time spent together, blue, cheerfulness, orange, close family ties, or green, criticism? What keeps and binds people, friends together? It's a saying. It was the first ever saying we looked at, if you do take notes about these sessions. So what was it? You only have 15 seconds for this. It was cheerfulness. That's what binds, not time spent, because sometimes you can have a friend and you don't see them very often, but you're still good friends with them. Sometimes you spend the whole day with someone at school, but they're not really your friend. Similarly, just because someone else has the same family as you is not what makes your friends together. And criticism is important, but should not be the main thing that keeps friends together. Imagine you had a friend who spends all their time just criticizing you. I'm glad none of you picked that. No, it's cheerfulness. That's what keeps friends together. I'm gonna up straight to the lead. Okay, I see that. And Fazil as well. I said you got to regain that spot. I know you can do it. I can't see the chat for whoever's writing. How wonderful is man that he sees with fat, talks with a piece of flesh, hears with a bone, and what? He breathes through a bone, he jumps with joy, he kicks with a shin, or he breathes through a hole. How does the saying end? How wonderful is man that he speaks, that he's with fat, talks with a piece of flesh, hears with a bone, and something else. What is that something else? Think about it. You got one more second. Just click something. The answer was breathe through a hole. Remember that saying? Your eyes are a fat piece of fat. You see through it. Your tongue is a piece of flesh, and you talk with it. Your ear inside is a bone, and you hear from it. And similarly, when you breathe, the cavity that you breathe with, it's just a hole, but that's where all your breath comes from. Okay, so it's not the jumps with joy, that's true, and it's not breathe through a bone. It's breathe through a hole. Who is at the top then? Still Amina, but Khadija and Masma are coming up. Okay. Looks like the sisters are doing well. Come on, boys. Question 5. Which forward team do I support? Man U, Man City, Wolves, or Palace? Think about it. What have we mentioned? My blanket.
So when do you say that?
I said it once. I had a
When?
blanket with me, and the blanket was of a logo. I made someone very happy. What team do I support?
Yep, I remember.
Manchester United, I think.
Oh, someone is
I'm just
giving
going for
answers
red. I'm
away.
just going
Someone
for
just
red.
said the answer. It is Manchester United.
We
That
had a
was random
conversation about
guess.
it.
I just
We
assumed.
did. I had the blanket. Actually, we were
I was
happy
kind
about
of
that.
conflicted between Man U and Man City.
Well, whoever said Man City, I'm sorry, but you're not invited to my Manchester United birthday party. Amna still in the lead, but I see Inshal and Khadija Masma stabilizing and Fazil, of course. But Amna is 4 answers in a row. Come on, guys. Allah prefers if you do good deeds, even if it makes you arrogant, than sinning if it makes you repent. True or false? Read it again. Does Allah prefer that you do good deeds, even if it turns you arrogant, than if you sin and it makes you repent? Is that true? Allah wants you to do good deeds that make you arrogant more than sinning that make you repent? Which thing do you think He likes more? The correct answer was false. Allah does not prefer that you do good deeds, even if it turns you arrogant. What Allah wants more than anything in this case is for you to repent. So even if you do a sin, but it makes you repent, He prefers that to a good deed which makes you arrogant. Does anyone not understand that? It's clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So Allah prefers if you do a sin, even if it's a sin, as long as it makes you repent and turn back to Him. Amina is way in the lead, guys, but Inshal has pushed. And I said, oh, so the brothers heard what I said and pushed above both of the sisters. Okay, I see that.
I represent the brothers. So does
And-
Fazil. Me and Fazil represent the brothers.
Having something makes you the richest person in the world. Is it having joining hands, killing fish, or abandoning desires? I don't know why I chose these options. Having hands which join, killing a fish, does that make you the richest person in the world? I guess it means that you collect lots of fish. Or is it abandoning desires? 8 of you have answered, so we've got, I think, one more left. It was split, but abandoning desires is the answer. The Imam says that if you abandon desires, you no longer need and are needy of anything. And that makes you wealthy because you're free then. You have control over yourself. It wasn't killing fish, whoever put that down. And it wasn't joining hands either. That just sounded nice and flashy. That wasn't actually the answer. Amina is still way in the lead, but I see the rest of you kind of, keeping your position. Those of you not on the leaderboard, there's many. We haven't even got through half. Who is the brother of Masima? Mustafa, Asad, Ashar, or Fazil?
Wow.
Who is her brother? Do you remember? Have we forgotten any of you?
No, since both me and
no,
one other
no.
person
Who
answered.
is the brother of Masima? Which of the
No,
brothers in our book club? The answer is Asad.
Yay!
Who thought it was Fazil?
Who
Wow.
thought it was Fazil? Fazil has a younger brother who wasn't even in Nahjal, Balagha.
It would be very concerning if me or Osset get it wrong.
That would be very. So that was a freebie for you two, and the rest of you should have got that.
Yeah, the
really
rest
thought
of
it
you
was
should have got that.
Fazil.
Come on.
Asad comes to second place because he answered that
Yay.
one so correctly. It's your name. You should have got it quickly. Another true or false. You can hide something in your heart forever. True or false? What do we think? Is it possible to hide something in your heart forever? Can you bury it so deep down no one ever finds out? Or false? You can't. The answer is false. The Imam Islam says it will either come to your tongue or be manifest in your behavior somehow. You can't hide who you are or something that you know forever and ever and ever. It will manifest somehow in your behavior. So remember that, by the way, in being honest and truthful, and why that's so important for those of you who didn't get that one right. Inshallah, that was quick. Hans, so you've come to the top. Amina is on a roll like no one has ever seen, like I've never seen. Is she so far? We've got half of the questions left. So let's see what you guys can do. As you become more intelligent, should you speak more or less? Who thinks more? Who thinks less? We had a nice discussion on this, I remember. One more left to answer. As you become more intelligent, should you speak more or should you speak less? The answer is less. Imam Ali Islam says the more intelligence grows, the more their silence grows, because that what it means is you don't speak unnecessarily anymore. You don't speak just for the sake of speaking. When you speak, it's just the truth and it's what people want to hear, or at least it's said it in a way that they will accept it. And Imam Ali Islam also says that his brother in faith, the one who is the greatest in his eyes, one of their qualities is that they don't speak that much. And even if some people can speak better than them, no one can be better than them in silence. So the more intelligent you get, the less you actually speak. You do keep speaking when you should, but it becomes more impactful. Okay.
Well, that's great. I'm just thinking something.
What?
I did say less, but shouldn't you speak more technically? Just spread the knowledge that you have with others who don't have that knowledge.
I agree. So the quality of what you spread should increase, but it doesn't mean that the quantity increases. It doesn't mean that you speak more. It might mean that you preach more, but you need less words to say it because it goes straight to the heart. Look at Ali
Okay.
Islam. Look at how he has these tiny sayings which mean so much. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So you do speak, you do continue to speak, but the way you communicate becomes succinct and summarized and just honest. Okay. Fazil Masma coming up. Fazil's got a fast streak as well. He's making a comeback with 3 in a row. Great work, Fazil. Question 11. What happens if you let your tongue loose when speaking? What does it do? It flies, it calms, or it devours? Which of these is Imam Ali Islam saying that if you let the tongue loose, it something? The correct answer is it devours. Good. Not that it calms, but if you let your tongue loose and if you don't control what you say or you're not careful in your communication, which all of us make mistakes in our communication sometimes, and it's good when people remind us when we've made mistakes. It does happen to all of us. But what do? You have to control your tongue. It flies doesn't mean, I don't know what you thought, but it doesn't mean that everything is fine. It's a problem when you let your tongue loose because sometimes you might hurt someone's feelings. You might say the wrong thing. You might not control what you're saying. You might not be mindful. And that's where you have to control it. So well done to 7 of you. And the other one you can keep learning, inshallah. I think you get it now. Great work to the top group. Amina is just such a legend. Okay, true or false? Sometimes there's no point doing mustahab good deeds. True or false? Mustahab good deeds. Sometimes there's no point doing them. Really? Maybe it's a trick question and the answer is false. Maybe it's true. One of you has left to answer. What do you think? Is there any point doing mustahab good deeds? Sometimes there's no point. 2, 1. The answer is true. Sometimes there is no point doing mustahab good deeds. And the exact only example the Imam gives of when that is the saying we looked at, where he says, and remember what the saying was? He says that doing mustahab good deeds is of no benefit when it prevents you from doing your wajib deeds. He was saying that you'll get no benefit from them if they come at the cost of that which is obligatory upon you. So mustahab should be done to top up and to be more and to increase and to be in the gap between the wajib. But if it comes instead of wajib, there's no benefit in it. That's what the Imam, one of the narrations of the Imam. So, for example, praying your wajib namaz is more important than praying your mustahab namaz. You have to pray your wajib and then do mustahab. Fasting in Shahr Ramadan is more important if you can and if you're healthy enough than doing mustahab fast all through the rest of the year. Okay, it's wajib which is prescribed by God. Masma got that, and that's why she's up at the just below Amina. And the rest of you, I'm seeing inshallah, I'm seeing Asad, I'm seeing Faz, I'm seeing the same names. The rest of you keep going, inshallah. Try and get as many as you right. Asher lives in where?
Kahoot crashed.
Asher lives in the north, the east, the south, or the west? Where does Asher live? Asher lives in the north. That's right, Asher, right?
Yeah.
Good. It's not the east. He's not in east. He's not from south or will be hanging all the time. He's not in west. Goodness me. He's in north. Not far from Bradford, right?
No, like half an hour.
Half an hour from Bradford. Exactly. Come on, guys. This is one of your brothers here. I said, does your computer crashed or is it okay?
His Kahoot crashed.
Yeah, it's okay now. Yeah,
Are you
Kahoot
back?
crashed for a second. It just delayed my answer and it just hurried.
I hope you answered north because that's where Asher lives.
No, I answered west because I was in a rush because Kahoot crashed for a second.
Now's
Kahoot
a good
crashed
chance.
temporarily and it just came back.
Now's a chance for you to apologize to Asher if you wish.
Sorry, Asher.
My Kahoot got stuck, so that's why I couldn't answer the question at all.
Oh, that's a shame. 3, 6, 7, 8. That's right. One wasn't there. That's right. Unlucky, Fazil. Unlucky.
And this twice it got stuck.
But you know, don't you, Fazil? You know where he lives.
Yes.
In our leaderboard, everyone stays the same. Actually, I thought you'd come up to the top because you would you'd be up there. I don't know. But Amna is just 12 streak answer. So impressed. Question 14. You should never be in a position to say I don't know. True or false? You should never be in a position to say I don't know. Is that true or is it false? You should sometimes be in a position. The answer is false. Sometimes it's okay to say I don't know. It's good to say I don't know. The Imam even mentions a narration which he says that if you don't know something, it's better to admit it than to, I think the narration is to speak if you don't know, or to speak on a matter which you don't know about. Okay. And we looked at that saying and said sometimes saying I don't know is important because when you don't know something, then you know what you don't know. And then you can fill in that knowledge and you can gain that knowledge. Because none of us know everything. And if we're lacking in knowledge of something, it's so great to get a reminder to know. So two of you, if you didn't know this, it's okay if you didn't know. You can now you know. I think Amna still in the top, isn't she? Look at that 13 streak. But Masma's on 9,300, which is good. And Asad, Fazil, inshallah. Inshallah, I'm very impressed as well, bro. MashaAllah. And Fazil and Asad, come on, guys. Come on, brothers. You can keep climbing up, inshallah. And the rest of you don't lose hope. Because here's a question. What should we do when our heart becomes tired? So look for beautiful, wise sayings. So look for beautiful, wise people. So look for beautiful, wise books. So look for beautiful, wise scholars. What does the Imam say specifically? When your heart becomes tired, what should you look for? Wise sayings, wise books, wise people, or wise scholars? The answer is beautiful, wise sayings. He says this, and I know you guys were split among them. Some of you said wise people. It's good to have wise people, and it's good to have wise books which contain wise sayings, and wise people who say wise sayings, and wise scholars as well, because ulama can give good wisdom. But the hadith is look for beautiful, wise sayings to refresh your heart when it becomes tired, like in Nahjal Balagha. And it looks like the points are pretty much the same in the top 5, at least. I can see some opportunity for someone to overtake someone after this question, though. Why should you never, ever lose hope? Because A, you can always seek forgiveness. The answer is red. The answer is red. The answer is red. How did someone not get that? You had to click red because you can always seek forgiveness. There's no other option than that.
You know,
Never.
probably for this question, all of the answers should be correct because all of them point to red anyway.
I know, but Koos doesn't let you do that. Yeah, you have to pick
No,
just one.
no. You can choose 4. Like
You can?
when I make a hoots, you can choose all 4 answers. You can choose 2, 3, 4,
Oh my goodness, I didn't know. Well,
and you
I
can
did.
award extra points
I
and
did say the
stuff.
answer is red, so you would have clicked red, but the answer is red. You should never lose hope because you can always seek forgiveness. There was no other option. There was no other alternative. You should never lose hope. There's always the chance to be forgiven for anything that you have done. We should always remember that and never ever forget that and never think there's an alternative. There is none. There is only the forgiveness of Allah for the one who wants it. Father's making a good comeback, back up in the top 5. And I see Masma there as well. Okay. Come on, boys. I told you it'd be a little bit of a thing. This is my favorite book club. True or false? I do 4 in the week. You all got true. Wow. That's the one that you all got. Rapid. The answer is correct. Of course,
Wait,
you're my favorite.
There's
group.
one person missing.
Hey,
There were
Because
9 in the beginning.
because it starts getting stuck.
oh, is that you again, Fazil?
Yes, this is the third time it got stuck.
But
Is
that
it
was
like
so
a
rapid.
Is it Wi-Fi? Is it internet problem?
No, it's because I have to go on the Zoom and then I have to go back on the Kahoot.
You don't need to be on Zoom.
No, but I had right now. I had to.
But you, when you
Because
go on Cahoots, can you listen to my voice still?
yes, when I'm on the Kahoot, I can hear your voice, but the thing is I have to go back onto Zoom so I can see
You can
all
just
the answers and the question.
Oh, you
You just
can't see
stay
the
unmuted.
question
I
on
can't see
the
the
app.
question or the answer.
You can just stay
Oh.
unmuted and go onto Kahoot, so you can just talk whenever.
Yeah,
And like
I'll read the question out again. I'll read it clearly, and then you can just choose without coming on the app. Okay. I'll even say what color the options are.
but you will also have to tell which color they are. So
That's
like
what you
all
just said.
the answers that you've got.
I
you have
can
to
do
also
that. I can
tell
do
the
that.
color as well.
I can do that. I'll do that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So Faz, you have a chance now to come back up in the leaderboard, or you're still in the top 5. Question 18. If you do something, then blank, you have to do something so that you don't fail. Red, you pride in yourself. Blue, support of your family. Yellow, trust in God. And green, luck. If you do something, then have what so that you don't fail. Have pride in yourself, red. Have support of your family, blue. Have trust in God, yellow. Trust in God, yellow is the correct answer, and almost all of you got it. If you do something, many people don't do things because they think they might fail. And I understand that, because you never know what will happen, and it's hard to start something because it might not succeed. The thing that will help you is not having pride, because that's going to fail. It's not support your family, because even though that's a great thing to have, that's not the reason why you succeed and fail in things. It's not luck either, which might exist, but again, that's not who you are. It's trust in God. That is what will prevent you from failing. If you have faith in God that what you're doing is the right thing, and He will help you in that. So great work to all of you. Masma is a bit of a streak as well. 3 in a row, Masma. That's great. Question 19. True or false? Praying in a state of doubtfulness is better than sleeping in a state of firm belief. Blue, true. Red, false. Praying in a state of doubtfulness is better than sleeping in a state of firm belief. Reread it if you need to. If it doesn't make sense. Is that true? Was that false? Blue for true, red for false. Praying in a state of doubtfulness is better than sleeping in a state of firm belief. The answer is false. Sleeping in a state of firm belief is better than praying in a state of doubtfulness. That's the Imam's hadith. He thinks it's better if you sleep but you have firm belief than if you pray but you don't know why you're praying or what you're praying for. He prefers the sleep which has belief in it than the prayer which is empty. So that's a really important saying we looked at, and this is the only one I think so far where less people have got it right than wrong than right. The rest of people have got it right than wrong. Is anyone who doesn't understand this one or is not clear to anyone?
Everything is good.
Everything is good. Okay. So Asad is in a streak of 5 correct answers in a row. Out of nowhere, I see that streak in Asad.
Yay.
And actually, Masima is quite high up as well. Look at the gap between Masima and Inshal. So although Amna has been in the lead for the whole time, who knows what happened in the last question? Who knows?
You know, mathematically, it's impossible for me to win because I need to get
The
3,000
example of the world
points.
is like a serpent. How? Red, it's soft to touch, but inside it's full of venom. Blue, it's long lasting and continuous. Yellow, it's sharp with pleasure, worth sinking into. Or green, it's colorful with the patterns of life. Why is this world like a serpent? So this is the last question. Is it because it's red, it's soft to touch? Blue, it's long lasting. Yellow, it's sharp with pleasure. Or green, it's colorful. The answer is red. The Imam says this world is like a serpent because the example is it's soft to touch, but inside it's full of venom. That's what he says. This world is not long lasting and continuous. It's not blue because this world is going to end. And this world is not sharp with pleasures worth sinking into because these pleasures are not worth sinking into in this dunya. They are limited and there's no need for them. They will not last, even if you want them. And this world is not green, it's not colorful with the patterns of life because even though we think this world is colorful and has everything we need, there's a much more color that our eyes cannot see, which comes in barzakh and akhirah. Our eyes are limited by only certain shades we can see in this world. However beautiful they seem to us, it's not all of it. The true patterns of life we see well into the next realms that are coming. This one is just a snapshot. So the answer is red. This water is soft because inside it's full of venom, right? You touch it and it can cause you attachments. So you have to be very careful with it, like you're careful with a snake in the room. Okay. So now I guess we go to the leaderboard, the podium. I wonder what happens. So in third place, out of 15 out of 20 is Inshal. Well done, Inshal. MashaAllah, great work. And in second place with 1400 is Masma, but well in first place is our leader and our winner, Amina, who got 17 out of 20. So well done to Amina. You well deserve that. Congratulations to Asad and Khadija, who both came as runners up but did great work. And Masma, Inshal. And I saw Asad, I saw Fazil, I saw Shazayb, I saw Daha, so all of you guys, Ashal, all of you in the leaderboard, but we have to give props to Amina. So for Amina, can we all read the Salat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad? Allahumma
اللهم
salli
صل
ala
على
على
محمد وعلى
محمد
Muhammad
محمد.
wa
وعلى
ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Well done. I hope you guys learned and enjoyed. Zoom has a new feature of Cahoots on the side, but I didn't know that about Cahoots. Gosh, I said I didn't know.
And no, it's in the new update.
Maybe I've not got the update. I don't know.
No, but it doesn't work for hosting Cahoots. You can only play Cahoots.
Okay. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for the attendance in the Nahjal Balagha book club. I have enjoyed these 10 weeks so much. I have been a pleasure to get to know you. Is there any questions about anything we have discussed or comments anyone wants to answer or ask? If it's clear, then I wish you good luck on your journey. And I hope in the future you carry on reading Nahjal Balagha. Go on Google, search for it, find it. And if ever you wish to relive these moments, you can always look at the videos and remember some of the sayings we looked at on the YouTube channel. So have you all subscribed to it? Of Monthly Reflections, the YouTube channel where all of our discussions are uploaded. Are you all on there?
No,
Yes.
not yet.
Yes.
Not yet. I probably will do it soon.
I will
Probably
not
right
subscribe to
now.
your channel if you don't
I'll
subscribe
do
to
it
my
right
channel.
now. Do it right now.
Okay, go on Monthly Reflections podcast and you can
I've
subscribe.
been subscribed.
Let me put the channel. Hang on. The channel is a great place for you to, because also if you want to learn more about Nahjal Balagha, there are other book clubs there which are not with you with the three of the other groups, and you can see those discussions as well. And you can see how they go. Now, like I told you, you are my favorite group, but don't tell any of the other groups that. Okay, I don't want to see any comments on them saying, "Hey guys, Abbas said that our favorite group's your favorite." I don't want to see any of those troll comments. This is just for us guys. Okay, I'm putting now in the main meeting the channel. Go on there, subscribe, and look at the playlist and see these book clubs. But most important thing, keep reading, keep learning about Nahjal Balagha. And if you do another book club, please tell your parents or your guardians, whoever is with you, to tell Majlis Ulama to do more, and they can do other programs like this. Inshallah, with different people who maybe myself or others who can be of service. But other than that, goodbye.
Just subscribed.
Thank you so much, guys. Take care, inshallah. I will see you. I don't know, but remember in your du'as, okay? And if you want to keep in touch with me, you can always message me on the YouTube channel. I watch that. So if you ever want to have a chat to me or you want to ask my advice for anything, I'm here for you, and I'll remain here for you for anything I can be of service. Please keep in touch with me if you want anything. Other than that, though, good luck with everything. So, bye Masma, bye Asad, bye Amna, bye Taha, bye Fazil, bye Inshal, bye Khadija, bye Shazay, bye Ashal. Bye guys. See you later.
Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Office.
Khuda
Be
Hafiz.
back in
Bye guys.
Safar. Come on. Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz. See you. Khuda Hafiz. Bye Fazil.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Take care.
بولايتك يا علي يا علي يا علي